This is from another book by Baird Spalding called The Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. And in this portion of the book, it is Jesus who is speaking, and he is talking about the sun. At one time, conversation led on to a point where one of our party asked where hell was and what the devil meant. Jesus turned quickly and said, "Hell or the devil has no abiding place except in man's mortal thought. Both of them are just wherever man places them. With your present enlightenment, can you place either in any geographical position on earth? If heaven is all and surrounds all, where could hell or the devil be placed ethereally? If God rules all and is all, where could either be placed in God's perfect plan? If we take the science of things, we know there is a legend told here that all the heat and light and many other natural forces are contained right within the earth itself. The sun of itself has no heat or light. It has potentialities that draw the heat and light from the earth. After the sun has drawn the heat and light rays from the earth, the heat rays are reflected back to the earth by the atmosphere that floats in the ether. The light rays are drawn from the earth in about the same manner and are reflected back to the earth by the ether. As the air extends only a comparatively short distance, the effect of the heat rays varies as you leave the earth's surface and ascend toward the outer limits of the atmosphere. As the air becomes less dense, there is less reflection. Consequently, as you ascend into the higher altitudes, the heat becomes less and the cold increases. Every heat ray, as it is drawn out and reflected, drops back to the earth, where it is regenerated. When you have reached the limit of air, you have reached the limit of heat. It is the same with the light rays. They are drawn from the earth and reflected back by the ether. As this ether extends much further from the earth than the air, the light rays extend much further because they are reflected. When you have reached the limit of ether, you have reached the limit of light. When you have reached the limit of heat and light, you have reached the great cold. This cold is far more solid than steel, and it presses down upon the ether and the atmosphere with almost irresistible force and holds them together. Hell is supposed to be warm, and his satanic majesty abhors cold, so you could not find any lodging place out there for them. Now that we have disposed of them above, let us take the other scientific legend and go below. According to this legend, the earth, a short distance from the surface, is a molten mass. It is so hot that it will melt any substance. This molten mass at the center revolves more slowly than does the crust at the outer, and the belt where the two meet is the place where the natural forces are generated, and there again the hand of God rules all. So there is not place for his satanic majesty or his home there, for if he attempted to live in either the hottest or the coldest place, he would fit in very uncomfortably, since cold will consume as well as heat. We have searched every place, and we cannot find him a home, so we must assume that he is right where man is and has all the power that man gives him. It was only the personal adversary that I cast out. Do you think for a moment that I would cast the devil off of any man and then allow him to enter a herd of swine that cast themselves into the sea? I never saw the devil in any man, save he brought him there himself. The only dominion I ever gave him was that which man himself gave him. So that is the discussion about the sun, plus a little more about the devil. But the sun is not what we think it is. It definitely is not what we think it is. And I think it's time we began to increase our understanding of exactly just what the sun is. You know, you look at this picture of the sun and you see the flares of plasma coming out and the heat and the light, and you say, how could this be? I mean, even if Jesus did say this, look, our pictures of the sun show us that it is very hot and it has light and heat. And while Jesus explained that the air goes so far and the light goes so far up into the heavens, I think the part that wasn't said was that our thoughts go all the way to the sun. And it's our thoughts that make the sun what the sun is. If it's fiery and shooting out flares, our thoughts are fiery and shooting out flares. If we are afraid of a solar storm, which I think many people now on YouTube are talking about, how the sun's solar flares could get so bad that we could have such a terrible storm on Earth that would make all the electricity go out. No computers, no electricity, the world plunged in darkness. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope we can calm down and quit hating one another and learn to love our neighbors and quit having such a disposition that we send our thoughts all the way to the sun so that our physical eyes see the appearance of a sun and our physical bodies feel the solar flares. It is our thoughts that make everything what it is, even the sun. And if we don't get in control of our thoughts, we don't have a very pretty picture for our future. But enough of us are getting together in our mind, thinking, let's warn others of this possibility, that we must stop our frightened thinking and stop our hatred of others and begin to love one another. And then I think we'll see the sun as it really is. You know, if enough of us will send our thoughts of love for the sun and for one another and for this world of ours, send it on a certain day and just see what they record about the sun's flares for that certain day, and prove to people once and for all that our thoughts are creating our reality. And then we will learn how to rein in our thoughts of aggression or hatred or just pure fright that sometimes is just as bad, our superstitious thoughts and our worry and complaining, and see if we can't cool off the sun. I think it's entirely possible, and that it is a necessary thing that needs to be done, and that right soon. These are just my thoughts. I thought I would throw them out there. Bye for now.